And today, for the 4th of July, President Trump signed his spending bill into law. The president says he's also preparing to send letters to countries telling them what their new tariff rate will be when the pause ends next week. Brian Abel gives us the rundown from the White House.
This is certainly a working holiday for the president. A highlight for him, signing his massive domestic policy bill that passed both chambers on Thursday. He started his 4th of July here with a phone call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. This comes after the call with Russian President Vladimir Putin Thursday that Trump said left him disappointed. The Zelensky call was characterized as very important and meaningful by the Ukrainian president's chief of staff. Zelensky later added that the two leaders discussed air defense and defense production during the call. Then the president headed out for an off-the-schedule trip Friday morning to do his favorite leisure activity, golf, at his club in Virginia. Back at the White House, a big annual event on the South Lawn, a 4th of July military families dinner. This year, however, is abnormal. That's because the president is also celebrating his big political win, the passing of his so-called Big Beautiful Bill, signing the legislation today, closely timed with a B-2 flyover, the same type of plane used to carry out the recent military strikes in Iran. But Trump has indicated his work will continue into the weekend. On Friday, Trump said he will begin sending tariff notices to different countries, letting them know what their tariff rates will be. And the president said that most of those will be effective as of August 1st. The president is also expecting news on the Israel-Hamas front. He said early Friday he expects to know if Hamas will accept a ceasefire proposal in, quote, the next 24 hours. At the White House, Brian Abel reporting.
That legislation slashes SNAP benefits, which benefits more than 900,000 Washingtonians. The nonprofit Food Lifeline says demand is expected to increase. Officials say they're still dealing with impact of the pandemic. And the warehouse says some are rationing food meant for distribution and are limiting hours of service because they simply don't have enough.
We serve 300 food pantries all across Western Washington, and that those food pantries can't get enough from us that they need to serve their communities is a really, really big problem.
Food Lifeline is accepting monetary donations and volunteers to help with the demand. And that's just one of many impacts this spending legislation will have on our state. We'll look at what it could mean for our state's youngest residents in our next half hour.